How Emma Chamberlain turned vlogging into a global business. What if I told you that one of the world's most influential businesswomen right now didn't launch a startup, inherit a fortune, or graduate from an Ivy League, but instead picked up a camera, started vlogging in her bedroom, and just talked? No script, no glam, just unfiltered chaos. Sounds too casual to be powerful, right? And that's exactly why everyone underestimated her. But here's the twist. Emma Chamberlain didn't just change YouTube, she rewired the way Gen Z communicates, consumes, and connects. And then she did the unthinkable. She turned her brand into a multi-million-dollar empire. This isn't a story about a lucky YouTuber. It's a case study in authenticity, branding, and making internet fame mean something. Let's dive into how Emma Chamberlain took the rawest form of content and turned it into one of the sharpest personal brands of the digital age. The anti-influencer who influenced everyone. In 2017, the YouTube landscape was crowded with perfect thumbnails, saturated colors, and influencers who looked like they lived in Pinterest boards. And then, bam! Enter Emma Chamberlain. No beauty lighting, no background music, no fake energy, just a teenager in hoodies, drinking coffee, and panic editing her thoughts into glitchy jump cut comedy. The risk? No one thought that level of honesty would work. People wanted aesthetic. Emma gave them anxiety. But that's what made her explode. She wasn't pretending. She was narrating the human experience with zero filter. And Gen Z was starving for that kind of realness. She didn't just start a trend, she flipped the culture. And brands had to start paying attention to a girl who broke every rule, and still won. Redefining editing. What Emma did behind the camera is just as revolutionary as what she said on it. Her editing style, chaotic zoom-ins, random sound effects, awkward silences, and glitchy cuts, was the complete opposite of what was taught in media school. It was messy, it was fast, it was pure digital anxiety. But here's the genius. She created an editing language that matched how we think. Fast, fragmented, overstimulated. It wasn't just a style, it was relatable cognitive energy. And it became the blueprint for modern vlogging. You now see her influence in every Gen Z creator's video format. She set a new standard, and people followed. Not because it was polished, but because it was honest. The lesson here? Imperfection is more powerful than perfection when it reflects the truth. From vlogger to voice of a generation, Emma wasn't just funny, she was transparent. She talked openly about loneliness, insecurity, burnout, imposter syndrome, and the weirdness of online fame. At a time when most influencers were filtering their lives into highlight reels, Emma uploaded breakdowns. It was risky. Oversharing online can backfire. But Emma handled it with emotional intelligence. She didn't dramatize, she normalized. And in doing so, she became a mirror for millions who felt unseen in a world of fake perfection. That connection? It wasn't surface level, it was spiritual. And brands? They started seeing her not just as an influencer, but as a cultural compass. She wasn't just setting trends, she was explaining them. Chamberlain Coffee. Then came her biggest business move, Chamberlain Coffee. What started as a running joke, Emma and her iced coffee addiction, became a full-blown lifestyle brand. And this wasn't a slap-your-name-on-it type of collab. Emma built it from the ground up. From custom branding and ethical sourcing to Gen Z-centric packaging and social media strategy, everything about Chamberlain Coffee screamed authenticity. And guess what? It worked. The brand generated millions in revenue, landed retail placements, and carved out a niche that was both trendy and conscious. But the risk? Selling a product when your entire brand is "I don't care" could feel fake. Emma beat that by keeping it consistent. She made sure the coffee felt like her. Awkward, chill, ethical, Instagrammable without trying too hard. And that's what made it stick. The takeaway? Don't build a product around a trend. Build it around your truth, becoming a fashion industry darling. And then, she did something almost no vlogger had done before. She broke into fashion. Not just merch, not just collabs, but Louis Vuitton, Met Gala, Vogue. The industry that once rolled its eyes at influencers welcomed her like royalty. How? Emma didn't force her way in. She earned it. She studied the space. She developed her style. She became a regular on Fashion Week front rows, and soon she was hosting red carpet interviews for Vogue. She asked weird, witty, disarming questions. She was awkward, but in a way that felt like a reset from the usual polished celebrity small talk. The risk? Fashion is not known for its kindness to outsiders. One wrong outfit, one viral mistake, and you're out. But Emma stayed true to her personality. She didn't become a fashion robot. She brought humor and authenticity into a space that desperately needed it. And in doing so, she didn't just enter the room, she redecorated it. The podcast power move. With Anything Goes, Emma proved she wasn't just a YouTuber with a pretty face and funny edits. She was a thinker. The podcast format allowed her to slow down, reflect, and speak deeply about topics like mental health, loneliness, work-life balance, and personal evolution. In a world of fast content, this was a risky pivot. Would her audience sit through 45-minute monologues? The answer was a resounding yes. The podcast climbed charts, attracted brand sponsorships, and gave Emma a platform to expand beyond humor. She didn't need to scream to be heard. She whispered, and the world leaned in. Mastering the art of disappearing. One of the most powerful things Emma ever did? Disappear. After hitting peak YouTube saturation, she slowed down, posted less, focused on herself, prioritized her mental health. At first, fans panicked, but soon something surprising happened: respect. She proved you don't have to ride the algorithm 24/7 to stay relevant. When she returned, she wasn't a content machine, she was a person. That move created scarcity. It gave her audience space to miss her. And that's one of the sharpest branding strategies of all, knowing when to speak and when to pause. Your presence is more valuable when it's intentional. Emma knows that. She lives that. The business behind the brand. Emma's power move? She made it all look accidental, but behind the humor and hoodies is a strategist. She has aligned with the right managers, built thoughtful partnerships, and turned viral content into long-term equity. She's not chasing views, she's building value. From brand deals with luxury houses to equity deals with startups, Emma is playing chess in a game full of checkers. She's not reacting to trends, she's defining them. And the quiet genius of it all? She's still just Emma. That girl in the hoodie who's nervous at parties, but somehow running a multi-million-dollar enterprise in the background. Why it works. So what's the formula? There isn't one. That's the point. Emma Chamberlain succeeded by rejecting the playbook. No fake polish, no overnight reinventions, no performance. Just raw, funny, self-aware storytelling and a fierce dedication to staying human. If you're chasing growth, online or in business, don't ask how to be perfect, ask how to be real. Emma already proved that being yourself isn't just enough. It might be your greatest asset. If this story opened your eyes, inspired your path, or made you rethink what success really looks like, drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and stories like Emma's are proof that the most powerful brand you can build is you.